Hello Virgo. Welcome to your mid-year overview reading. This is going to be good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Virgo. And the way that I've structured this is, if you're one of my older followers, then you know that I did an annual overview in December of 2017, but things may have changed. There might be something that shifted, or as we all know, these things are fluid. And so I'm coming back through and just seeing if anything has changed and giving you guys some more insight for what the last half of the year has to offer. Hold on, I'm going to move my mic. I hope that doesn't make anything too... I hope that didn't make too much fuss in the audio when I moved that. And then go ahead, check in with your body, see if anything wants to come up today, if there's anything that you would like to have greater understanding about, or if there's some answers you'd like to get. Just set the intention. And first thing, we have notice all of the prayers in your life that have been answered. Ooh, I like this one. This is reminding you that it's okay to lean back and allow the universe to catch you. It's okay to take a step back and remind yourself of all of the wonderful things that have happened and how many times you've asked for help and it miraculously happened. If you can remind yourself of those times, it's going to make it much easier to replicate and to do it again. Because as Virgos, it can be really hard to loosen your grip on the things that you want to make happen, and so this is one way of getting closer to that. The animal card for you is Scorpion. Okay, so this is going to be more of a fiery time for the next half of the year. So remember, July to December, it looks like you're going full force after the things that you want. And I think you're going to have a lot more energy. It may have felt like you were asleep or a little bit more tired than usual. And so I would say that the second half of 2018 is going to be much more invigorating than the first half. But that's not to say you may have been having a busy time but not really listened to your body's cues to rest. That's a whole other aside. And the word of the last half of the year is catharsis. Feel your feelings before you try to move forward. The solution may be emotional rather than logical. A messy situation may be an important healing in disguise. Okay, so that is a big one that I've seen quite a bit, is when it seems like things are really messy and chaotic and disheveled, it's actually a time when you're growing and learning and processing and healing. Okay, so the central growth period for the last half of 2018 is the Sun. Again, all that energy. I also, by energy, I mean that fiery, get things done energy. But the other thing that's interesting about this card is that there's also a sense of childlike play that's really at work. I would say that if you can make it happen in terms of play and recreation and leisure, if you can tap into that sometime over the next 6 months, it's going to make this time period a lot more enjoyable, and you're going to get even more healing out of it if you take your time with play. Now, in terms of community, friendships, and family, we have the 10 of Pentacles. I think that you're going to be having a much easier time cultivating the relationships that you want in regard to long-term relationships, so long-term friendships, lasting friendships. I really like seeing this because it's also a good time to manifest people. People are a little bit trickier to manifest because sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board. I know that people don't like to hear that, but money is pretty straightforward. Money is money is money. People, however, are far more nuanced. And so this is something where I think you're really getting the hang of identifying what it is that you want in your community and how you want to feel. This might be family for some of you, and for some of you, this is going to be friendships and other areas where you feel you belong. Now, in terms of resources, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I have a strong hit that it's about asking. You need to stay on top of asking, because with this card, you know how it's miraculously appearing out of the sky, the big coin. I'm really, really convinced that this has to do with your own ability to manifest, and making sure you're reminding yourself to practice gratitude as often as you can, and to, when you're out of solutions, when it comes to resources in terms of time, money, supporters, whatever it may be, ask. Even if it's a simple help me, or asking an angel or God or divine source or whatever it is that you like to work with. Just asking for help and asking for a delivery on whatever it is that you need. You're going to be surprised if you just try it. And I'd be really curious to see what happens. So you can post in the comments if you have anything like that come up for you. These top 3 cards are 3 pieces of advice. First, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Man, you're way more powerful than you probably give yourself credit for. So please, please, please do not forget that. Enjoy this. You're an earth sign, and part of that is being good with the material world. That's what all the earth signs are really, really gifted at. So for you, that's your domain. If you're feeling like you're not cultivating as much as you want, then just go back to reminding yourself of the times that you were able to kind of get your mojo back. Now, the second piece of advice is the 8 of Cups. The way you think about things matters a lot. So if you can find a better way to think about something, this is going to be a good time to consult air friends. So Aquarians, Libras, Geminis, people who are, can match you when it comes to being cerebral, because Virgos spend plenty of time in their heads. But the big thing that you want to do is brainstorm about other perspectives and other ways that you could think about a situation of yours, because it may not be exactly what you think it is. And if you can kind of come around and shift your perspective just a little bit, it could make a world of difference for you. So be open to changing your perspective, and be open to the old ways of thinking and being wrong. And lastly, we have the 3 of Cups. You have to play. I'm telling you, there's something about this particular season, I guess, being really, really important for you to do things that you enjoy, play. Virgos are very good at being all work and no play. This is time to flip that upside down and see what you can get out of having fun. Not always easy, I definitely get that. But the more you can enjoy yourself, I think the more opportunities, the more abundance is going to shine through for you. I'm going to clarify this one as well. And we have 2 of Rods. Yeah, so this is also pointing to your manifestations being answered through connections. It may not make sense right now, or you might be saying, well, how could that possibly help with a professional connection or a professional network or my love life or whatever it is that you're manifesting, even money. But you have to trust that just creating more ways for your manifestations to roll in is going to result in a positive outcome. Now, I do have 2 different outcome cards. This one is for you if you're doing the work, if you're challenging yourself, you're growing, you're doing all this stuff, right? You're reminding yourself of your own power, you're changing your perspective, you're taking time to hang out with people. This is for you if you do all the work. This is for you if nothing changes and you do not make, because you have free will, right? This isn't concrete, this is up to you. So if you do nothing, we have the 9 of Rods. Do you see? Do you see the guy down there? I mean, you'll move forward one way or another as Virgos do. I don't think your life is going to come to a complete standstill. It just looks like it's going to be a little bit more challenging, kind of like there is going to be some resistance. There's going to be some frustration. This is going to cause you to be really impatient. That's part of why it's almost like you become a bulldozer. Like things become 12 times as hard as they need to be. And so you just powering through doing the same thing and expecting a different result isn't efficient for Virgos. So make sure you're doing the work if you want this to be easier. Now here, if you are doing the work, then we have 2 of Cups. Okay, so there's definitely the opportunity for connection, especially if you, I am telling you right now, if you want a relationship, you need to hang out with friends, you need to change your perspective and just own your power. Those 3 things are going to give you so many opportunities to experience the 2 of Cups. It's also about manifesting the right connections, the right people. Again, that is big for you over the next 6 months. All right, let's go ahead and get into the timeline. As you all know, I have 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter. Each one of these lasts about a month and a half because I'm only doing the last 6 months. So also, this is the old way that I did timelines, but I'm bringing it back because I feel like people really liked it, this style. This is your circumstances and your environment. The red card is love life. I know I get so many questions about that, so I will be reading that today. So for the 1st quarter, we have the 8 of Swords. I think you're going to feel a little bit more confined than you usually do around your circumstances or feeling trapped or feeling like there are no solutions. I think it's just a scarcity mindset. Let me see. The Hierophant. So there is a certain level of, how do I put this? Rules and regulations that you might be dealing with. This might be an institution. This might be something where you're trying to navigate your way through some paperwork nonsense and all of that stuff. This is going to shift, but it's just the 1st quarter. Things are still working out behind the scenes. So don't get too wrapped up in feeling stuck or feeling confined. You just have to trust that the solutions are coming up. Remember to ask for help with whatever this is. And then in love life, we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, that nobody likes this, but I'm seeing this as a release. I'll clarify this one for you as well because I feel kind of bad. Nobody likes the 3 of Swords. Okay, let me see what this is. The Lovers. Oh, what? Okay, now this is really clear. Sorry, I just tapped the tripod. What were you willing to accept in previous relationships that you're not willing to anymore? This is something that is actually important for your growth, and for some of you, it's going to be uncomfortable, but this is about your standards or getting an upgrade. So I would just take take this in stride as much as you can. It doesn't mean you can't take time to grieve. And this might just be a mindset thing. This doesn't even have to be something that's happening in your space. It's just what you were willing to accept, what you were tolerating, whether it be some form of mistreatment or being ignored or being made to feel small, or people who don't fully satisfy you, whatever it is that you were tolerating here, that's shedding, that's falling away, that is breaking down. And so this is actually creating space within you for things to blossom and thrive and get better. Remember, this is also the Cancer eclipse season. This is where I'm starting the reading. And so eclipse season for you is going to be really, really intense with this sticky stuff, because so much of it is going to be an emotional time, and it is about shedding the old. And so this is kind of to be expected around this time. So just feel into it. It's going to work out for you, I promise. And second quarter, we have Six of Swords. There you go. Finally coming out of the woods with that. Really shifting into a brighter future, getting the things that you want. The Six of Swords is about the light at the end of the tunnel. Like finally you catch a break. You're heading towards something that's better. Please, please, please trust this whole thing. Whatever it is that you have going on, if something is falling apart, if there are relationships that aren't working out, if there is some type of grief or shedding that's happening in July, August-ish, please remember that that's going to be a huge support, and that's going to pave the way for you to get exactly what you want, only healthier. Okay? And in your love life, we have the Knave of Pentacles. I think that this is somebody who provides. Like what do you need a partner to provide for you? We all need things, right? We're not needless beings, quite the opposite. And so for you, I think that you're finally able to see, oh, this is what I need out of a partnership. Oh, this is what I need in relationships. It's just that waking up and recognizing exactly what feels good, what feels right, what feels in alignment with you in terms of relationships. So this looks good to go. It's just about recognizing what that is, but you have to let go of the stuff that you've been holding on to that isn't working, that doesn't meet your needs. That stuff has to go so that you can have whatever this Knave of Pentacles is. And third quarter, we have 10 of Cups. Okay, what did I tell you? I told all of you needed to trust this Three of Swords, and this is why. This is what can happen for you. Okay, this is the happy, happy, joy, joy card. Celebration, harmony, having a good time, enjoying yourself. This is where you really start to see the fruits of your labor and get the things that you want. I strongly advise keeping your eye on the prize, not getting too wrapped up and bogged down in the I don't even know what to call it, whatever's making you feel stuck or trapped or in grief or whatever. You have so much good stuff coming your way. And this time frame is going to be around October, mid-November. That's when this really starts to show up. And in your love life, we have the Queen of Wands. This is you having power within yourself. Again, we had the Queen of Pentacles over here. This is you taking on more of a fiery quality, and it's kind of like maybe hanging out with fiery friends, people that motivate you, people that really uplift you. That is going to matter a lot. You want to surround yourself with positive people. Kick some of these negative Nancys to the curb. You don't need to hang out with people who make you feel bad. So remind yourself of that. And then this is wrapping up the year, mid-November to December, we have Seven of Wands. It's like you finally overcome you feel at peace in what you've been able to accomplish with the year. And I think you're kind of looking back at like, okay, it may have been a brutal year. I may have been dealing with a bunch of craziness, but at the end of the day, I feel really empowered. I feel really like I've overcome a lot of the things that were happening. So the Seven of Wands is about rising above and regardless of the challenges. And so I think that this is more of a reflection about what's going on in your environment and feeling like you have really come out of the woods. And in love life, we have the Magician. Ask for what you want. It's still safe to do that. No matter if you're in partnership, if you got into partnership somewhere along the way here, the Magician is reminding you not to stop manifesting. Not necessarily a partner. That may not feel in alignment with you. But you can still manifest things in your partnership. You can still manifest different qualities and needs being met and all sorts of stuff. So don't forget that the manifesting doesn't have to stop just because you enter a partnership. It's something that you can absolutely tweak and fine-tune for yourself. Okay. Now, 3-card pick. As we all know, if you're new to my channel, you're welcome to pick a card. You can wait until I flip them over. You can pick as many as you want. You can ask a question. All of that works. So, card number 1, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Watch for scarcity. Scarcity is not going to help you. Notice all the prayers in your life that have been answered. Go back to this. This is the important focal point of this reading because it's going to remind you you don't have to contract in order to save money or get what you want or what have you. This is really about leading with abundance and generosity. That's going to make a bigger difference in your results than hoarding will. Okay, card number 2, we have the 4 of Swords. Taking time for rest is okay. Remember, we want it to be balanced. I'm still getting that this is going to be more of an energetic time, a time where you get things done, you feel more motivated, you feel more impactful and powerful. After the eclipse season, I want to make that clear. You might be really exhausted during eclipse season, but once that shifts out, after the new moon in Cancer, things are going to be really, really, really moving quickly. I think that you want to balance that out. That's what this card is reminding you. Just because you have a whole bunch of energy doesn't mean you can still burn the candle at both ends. It doesn't mean that you just stop taking time for yourself. It doesn't mean you stop self-care. It doesn't mean you stop resting. It just means you need more of an equilibrium. And card number 3, we have the 6 of Cups. So soulmate connections. This is definitely a time when you have the potential to manifest soulmates. Make sure if you are manifesting a soulmate that you really emphasize that they are healthy soulmates. People forget that. Because you don't want to manifest an unhealthy karmic relationship that's going to go down in flames. So make sure that you're specifying the health. And this is also about reflecting on past experiences. This is going to be a great time for you to solidify all of those lessons that you've learned over the past decade, whatever it is that's coming up for you. And I would say really take this to heart because I think it's going to help you moving forward. Okay, so that is all in terms of the reading. Don't forget, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, check out all of the links in the description box. I have links to my website and my services and everything like that. And don't forget to check out my new YouTube channel. I am doing Ask a Psychic segments once again. Those have been going really well, so you're welcome to, and I also have vlogs on there, so I will post one of the videos in here so you can check it out. And until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful eclipse season if you're watching this in July. And happy manifesting. I wish you all the best, Virgo. Have a good one. Bye-bye.